In the words of Owen, put your seatbelts on. Today we're going to get a little geeky and we're going to go over the terms HRV and your heart power spectrum. Let's start with the basics. If you're watching this video, you likely currently have a heartbeat, or if you're a disembodied spirit, you have had one in the past. I'm not here to judge. There's more to the beat than meets the ear. Our heart rhythm is both physical and electrical. The red line represents the electrical pulses from the heart. The blue line shows the time difference between each one of these beats, or the variability in the heart rate, HRV. Encoded in this HRV pattern is all of the electromagnetic energy your heart is both transmitting and receiving over a variety of frequencies. We can decode these frequencies using something called a fast Fourier Transform.
The fast Fourier Transform, or FFT for short, is an algorithm used in data analysis and signal processing to break down a vibration or signal into its individual frequencies. To explain this further, we will listen and look at a recording of the musical note A. The waveform tells us the amplitude of the vibration over time. Using the fast Fourier Transform, we can translate this waveform into a frequency spectrum to decipher the exact frequency that exists in this recording. The frequency spectrum measures amplitude over a spectrum of frequencies rather than time. We can see that this frequency is holding at about 440 Hz, which, if we're still talking about music, is an A note.
Taking one of our real-world HRV measurements from our heart monitor and running it through a fast Fourier transform, we see this particular HRV waveform results in a dominant frequency transmitted at 0.047 Hz with some other. If you want to do a deep dive in this, it can be found in Science of the Heart Volume 2 from Heart Math Institute. Our heart has a toroidal energy field that extends out about 10 feet and is a giant radio transmitting and receiving coded information over multiple frequencies. Think of each individual frequency as its own radio station, sending and receiving encoded information. And to send or receive any communication on that frequency, you have to be in tune to that frequency. I sure hope you put those seatbelts on. We're about to hit max geek. So just like the Earth's Schumann resonance is synchronized to the human brain, let's take a look at how the heart frequencies are synchronized to Earth. This plot represents the geomagnetic field lines that circle the entire Earth, where there is a standing resonant wave at 0.1 Hertz. Heart Math Institute has determined that from 0.04 Hertz to 0.15 Hertz is the low frequency range where the heart is synchronized to the Earth's magnetic field. And if you can reduce the scattered noise in your heart consciousness and become coherent, you have a stronger connection to the Earth's magnetic field and potentially everybody. Here's an example of coherence using music again as an example. So if these heart frequencies are connected to the Earth, then what are these heart frequencies connected to? Could transmitting and receiving on these non-Earth or ethereal frequencies connect you to what I call the ethereal net? Early observations seem to indicate these non-Earth frequencies become very active during hypnagogia, that state right before falling asleep or just waking up, and other spiritual situations. Here is an energy movie of my heart power spectrum showing the ethereal frequency activity just as I fell asleep. On another occasion, during the hypnagogic state, my late wife appeared to me and we talked. Here are the non-Earth frequencies active during that experience. In summary, my sincere apology for the lengthy, geeky, but important video. Our heart beats in an encoded variable rhythm. That rhythm can be decoded through an FFT that shows us the individual frequencies that our heart sends and receives encoded information. Those frequencies are connected to both the Earth and non-Earth frequencies. Do these magic frequencies open the veil to the ethereal? And if you reduce the noise in your heart consciousness, you then become coherent, connect stronger, learn more, and have a happier existence.